Hello everyone and welcome to another legendary episode of Under the Skin, a series where I take a look at the various meanings and references of the weapon skins in Battlefield 1. I'm Christopher, the video game historian, and on this episode, I'm going to be bringing you the meanings of 4 legendary pistol skins for 4 sidearms I've yet to cover in this series. They are the Taschienpistole 1914, the P08 Luger, Bull Dog Revolver, and finally the M1911. The first skin for this episode is the Maubeuge skin for the Taschienpistole 1914, and is named in reference to the siege of Maubeuge early on in the war. Maubeuge itself was a town along the northern French border with Belgium and sat along the River Somme. It was seen as a key strategic location by both the French and the Germans, as it was situated upon 5 railway lines running through it. As a result, the French had built a fort around the town with no less than 15 buildings comprising it. It also had some 435 guns defending the fort as well, and held a force of 35,000 French soldiers. During the Battle of Mons in August of 1914, the French 5th Army and the British Expeditionary Forces, under the command of Sir John French, were forced to retreat, leaving the town completely cut off from any Allied reinforcements. Just 2 days later, on August 25th, the Germans prepared to lay siege to the town, and would completely take it over just 13 days later when the French General Fournier surrendered the fort over to them. The Germans would eventually tear down each building one by one to allow their army to continue its advance through Belgium into France as per the Schlieffen Plan. Next up is the Koniggratzer skin for the P08 Luger, and this is named after the famous German march of the same name, which you can clearly hear in the background. The Koniggratzer march was written and composed in 1866 by Johann Gottfried Piefke to commemorate the Battle of Koniggratz, in which the Prussians defeated the Austro-Hungarians in the Austro-Prussian War, thus paving the way for the establishment of the German Empire in 1871. Today, the march is still used for military parades in Germany and can be heard in games like Call of Duty World at War and Day of Defeat before its source release, as it's played when the Wehrmacht had won the multiplayer match. Next up is the Beachy Bill skin for the Bull Dog Revolver, and this skin is in reference to a Beachy Bill, which was the nickname given to the Turkish field guns overlooking and firing upon the Anzac soldiers at Anzac Cove at Gallipoli, and were typically situated upon the Turkish olive grove. In the 1916 book, The Anzac Book, a little limerick appears about the guns. There's a certain darn nuisance called Beachy, whose shells are exceedingly screechy. But we're keeping the score and we're after your gore, so look out Beachy Bill when we meet ye. Finally, the last skin for this episode is the Flanders Fields skin for the M1911, and is in reference to the famous poem by Major John McCrae, penned in 1915. McCrae was serving in the Canadian Army during World War I, and not only served as an artillery commander, but also as his brigade's doctor. During the Second Battle of Ypres, McCrae was serving in the same unit as his young friend, Lieutenant Alexis Helmer, who on May 2nd had been killed by a German artillery shell that had fallen nearby. As the brigade doctor, he was asked to conduct the burial services for Helmer, and it's said that afterwards, that same night, he penned the first draft of his famous poem, which reads, "In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow." That's all I have for this week's episode. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and if so, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media with Facebook and Twitter, and add me on the Xbox One for some Battlefield 1943 action before Battlefield 5 is released. Until next time, I will see you all on the battlefield.